So this is a story about a joke so bad that it was, in fact, quite dangerous. So my dad loves a good punchline, and when I was about 12 and my brother was 8, we were sitting around the kitchen table telling like fourth grade level jokes. And all of a sudden my brother perked up because he had this really great joke he was going to tell. And he said, well, I need a pad of paper. And so my mom got him a piece of paper out of the kitchen junk drawer and a pencil, and he hunched over it and started drawing, and my dad watched this with, interest, and my brother spun the paper around, and my dad peered at it, and if you could imagine like an 8th grader drawing 2 stick figures with their hands sticking straight out like this and their legs akimbo, and between them, these 2 stick figures, was a hula hoop sized circle, and in that side of that circle was another like basketball size proportionally to the people. And he said, what is it? And my dad looked at it and he said, I don't know. And my brother said, it's 2 men walking abreast. And so, it's got all of the markers there. It's got boobs and badly drawn figures and a pun. So my dad starts laughing, and my brother is just filled with this like little boy glee. And you know how like when you're with your loved ones and you start laughing, you can like feed off of each other. And my dad got laughing so hard he was crying, and all of a sudden he fell out of his chair onto the kitchen floor, and he started to turn purple. And so my mom, who's a nurse, cleared the area and was about to perform CPR. And I ran over to the phone and had dialed 9 and was making ready to dial 1. And he sat up and he looked at all of us in confusion and he said, why am I on the floor? And so my mom calmed everyone down, and she said to him, she said, well, you need to go to the doctor because that's not okay for like a 40-year-old man to faint. And so the next day or 2 days later, he went to his family practitioner and he told the doctor what had happened. And the doctor looked at my dad and he said, well, what was the joke? And so my dad asked for a pad of paper and he told the joke, and the doctor looked at him with incredulity. And so my dad starts laughing, and remembering his laughter from the night before, he gets laughing so hard that he got woozy. And so the doctor said, well, we need to run some tests because that's not normal. And so they did some blood work, and everything came back normal. And he called my father, who's a college professor, and he said, we think everything's okay. And so my dad, who was in his lab at the time, told his grad students the whole story. And he got to laughing so hard that he got woozy and had to sit down. And so he called the doctor back and said it happened again. And so the doctor said, well, let's run some more tests. And an MRI or CT scan or something later, they're pretty sure nothing is wrong. But my dad is just laughing so hard, he's cutting off his airway. And so the doctor says, and just stop telling the joke. And so my family were not allowed to tell that joke anymore. And if there could be a moral to the story, it's that while laughter is the best medicine, sometimes too much of a good thing can kill you.